So you guys beat New Mexico last season. Can you just talk about what made it difficult to contain them today?
Well, I mean, it's a whole different team, whole new year. So, I think we had a good game plan. Their game plan, their game is number two, 23. And then after that, all the guys know how to fall in line, and their game plan is transition. They have a modus operandi that they do. They beat Colorado State the other day, they beat Utah State. Like how do they stretch out these leads? And it's all, you know what? They go for steals. All in our preparation for this, guys, they just go for steals. Number two, number zero, and number three are just going to go for steals, and you just can't. No, you have to know that, and you can't turn it over because that leads to transition. And you have to just be really mentally tough that way to know, okay, I'm passing it to the guy that three's going. I can't. He's going for steals. And then part two of that is I think they're the leading shot blocking team in the league. And we worked on when you drive, when you get in there going, but they're just going to all run in and block it from behind. So, we call it like stop, turn, find everybody because they're all. And we had as we turn it over, we had two key plays at the same time where we go in and it gets whacked off the glass and they're going that way. And then we drove the baseline and they're all going up to do that. And if we'd stopped and whatever, we would something. And those are the things that stop their runs because the run in the first half and then the run in the second half sort of were the game. I think it was an 18-3 run in the second half. It's going to be turnovers and our sort of not taking advantage of our opportunities. And we had a lot of opportunities, 36-31, second half. The game was being played the way we needed it to be played. We were executing our game plan really well. 23 was not on the offensive boards hurting us. 2 wasn't hurting us. We were sort of corralling him and doing a good job. And right at that juncture, right, here came our sort of miscues. And along the way, we didn't take advantage of it. We shot 31% from the field. And we had point blank shots. We had the ball where we needed to have the ball. And we didn't convert. And when you don't convert on those, that's what's leading to their transition as well. So they were good at it, and at the end we didn't sustain our execution of the game plan the way that you need to actually 36-31 at that mark. Okay, you get to the 12-minute mark. Hey, it's 42-37. You got to be able to sustain it, and obviously they're a really good team. They're 12-1 in the league. They're 20-4. You know what? The challenge of sustaining is greater in those things. But like I told our guys, we play them again in 2 weeks. Okay, we play them again in 2 weeks. What will we have learned, and how are we going to put that to use when we go down to the pit? And there's going to be 1,000 of them there, not 3,000 that there were here today. And we got to sort of continue to understand that so that when that day comes 2 weeks from now, we're prepared for it.
Yeah. So would you say the turnovers was the largest factor in
Yeah.
and what got the game away from you guys?
I think it was turnovers and our lack of finishing. You can't shoot 31%. You just can't. Because those two things lead to transition. And this team is the 5th best or 6th best transition team in the country. And that's how they score. When we were in the game, right, and not turning the ball over, we were in the game. We had 6 turnovers at that point at 36-31. We had 6 turnovers. 4 of them came in the first half when they went ahead and took their lead in the first half. So the key is you can't turn it over, and you have to finish plays. I don't care who you are. You can't shoot 31%. And they were all forms of shots, around the basket, layups, every which way. And those two things help New Mexico get into transition and be the good New Mexico team they are.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's quite a bit of New Mexico fans there today. Do you think that had any influence on your team?
I mean, I knew there was going to be that. I mean, they come up here all the time. I predicted 3,000 of them before the game. So they travel. That's what makes New Mexico, New Mexico. That's New Mexico. That's the teams in this league. That's who everybody is in this league. They have unbelievable support. Basketball is the thing. They have really good players. Richard's a really good coach. That's the challenge. So, credit them for getting in their cars and making the 5.5 hour trip, because they love their basketball.
Yeah, and it's been 2 years since you guys have gotten a home conference win. What can you just talk about what makes it difficult to get a home
Well, I
conference
mean,
win?
the opponent, I mean, they're top 25 team in the country. So, and then probably overall with this team is just continued understanding of, winning's hard. You're in the Mountain West Conference, the sustained effort that we're talking about, the sustained competitiveness, over the course of the 40 minutes. Like, it's not going to happen until we develop that sort of, whether that's a skill, a character trait, an understanding. Uh, you're not going to get that in this league. It doesn't matter who you play. I mean, it doesn't matter. Like San Jose State, they play with UCLA guys and UNLV guys and Utah State guys. They're not playing with San Jose State guys. They're playing with those guys. So it doesn't really matter, and that's what I mean. The ultimate thing is you just got to be a competitor to the tune of where you can sustain it for 40 minutes, and obviously that's a collective thing. And that's really what it is. You got to sustain that competitive effort. You got to sustain that effort, and it's a mental and it's a physical thing. It's not just physical. It's like the mental toughness to know, okay, we know what these guys are doing. We got to stop that now. We know what we have to do. And you got to then do it for 40 minutes, and that's what's going to produce, right, the win, and it's going to produce the win wherever it is. It doesn't matter. It's like that sustained, the ability to sustain throughout the 40 minutes.
For sure, and you guys started off pretty strong to the game. Is there anything else that stood out about your team?
No, I just think, like I said, I think our guys, again, did a good job of understanding the game plan of what we wanted to do with 2, what we wanted to do with 23. Ultimately, in the end, we couldn't sustain the fact that you can't turn the ball over, and we couldn't sustain the fact, that you gotta put it in yourself. You got to finish plays, because those two things lead to giving New Mexico opportunities. And like I said to Ethan again, when that occurred, they capitalize, and that team capitalized to a high degree. That's why they're 20-4 and in first place in the Mountain West at 12-1.
It's been 2 years since you guys have gotten a home Mountain West win. I guess can you talk about why it's so hard to get a conference home win?
I don't think it's hard. We're in a good league. Teams are like we're projected last every year, so we got to play really well. We got to play within the system. We got to do what coach says, and we know we're capable of it. So, I I just think it's just us executing the game plan and just putting it together for 40 minutes, whether we're home or away.
Yeah, and you guys beat New Mexico last year. What was so hard to contain them today?
Uh, I think we did a okay job. It was 36-31 with 16 minutes left in the second half, and then it was just turnovers. I feel like first half we had that like three straight possessions with turnovers. Second half we started doing turnovers, and they were just leaking out and getting easy layups. And I think just that kind of put the game out of reach. And like what coach said, everyone can make shots when they're up 30. So yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna ask like what got contributed to get the game getting away from you guys, but was it just the turnovers like you mentioned?
Yeah, just turnovers and fast break. We weren't getting back on. They had 21 points off turnovers and 21 points on fast break. So, just like when we contained them in the half court, they had trouble scoring. But like I said, once you go up by a good amount, everyone can make shots. So,
Yeah, for sure. And there's quite a bit of New Mexico fans there today. Did that have any influence on you guys?
not really. If anything, it kind of just motivated us to shut them up, and we have another chance 2 weeks from now to do the same thing. So.
Yeah. What were your guys' positive takeaways from the game?
Just we play them in 2 weeks. We can't dwell on this game. Just put it behind us. Learn from it. That's the biggest key we can do. We got to learn from our mistakes, learn from the game, and then when we go play them in 2 weeks, we know what we can do, and I feel like we can beat them. I feel like we can beat anyone. So yeah.
Yeah. Do you think today's loss was just a really good New Mexico team, or do you think it was a lot of you guys just kind of shooting yourselves in the foot in some way?
I mean, it's both. New Mexico's a really good team. They're first in the conference for a reason. So respect to them. But also, I feel like when we took care of the ball and we did what we were supposed to do, it was a 5 point game. It's a 10 point game. We stayed in the game, and now staying in the game isn't enough. And like it's time to go win the games. So
Yeah, absolutely. And I guess what was the message in the locker room after the game for going forward?
yeah, kind of what I've been saying. Just take it on the chin and learn from it. Go watch the film. Go get in the gym. We got to go finish plays. We only shot like 30%, so we got to go be players and finish plays, and then just learn in the film room. So
Yeah, was this one of the hardest New Mexico teams that you have played in your time here?
uh, yeah, I mean they're all about the same. I think last year's team was a little bit better. I mean they won the tournament, but I mean they're all good. They all go for steals. They all get out in transition. They all have a good fan base behind them. So it's fun to play them, win or lose. But yeah, I was looking forward to the rematch in 2 weeks.
Can you kind of talk about what it's been like for you to get more playing time recently and what that experience has been like?
It's a lot of fun just to play. I mean, the results is not what we want, but this is my dream to play, basketball. So I'm happy to be on the court, contribute for my team, and hopefully turn the results around soon. So,
Yeah, and what was kind of like I asked him, what was hard about continuing this New Mexico team today?
I mean, we did good in the first half. Like you said, it was a 5 point game with 16 minutes left, but yeah, we kind of just got away from the scouting report, started turning the ball over, weren't getting back in transition fast enough, and so they just killed us on that. They're a good team, but yeah, I think we showed we could play with them in the first half, and we just got to sustain that for 40 minutes.
Yeah, and this is kind of a little off topic, but where does your name come from? Is there a special significance to that, or is it a nickname?
My full name is Oluwayomife, so I'm Nigerian. Yoda just kind of came about as a nickname one day, and then we just stuck with it. When I was like 5, I just told my friends to start calling me that as a joke, and it just stuck. So ever since then, people call me Yoda.
Yeah, and how are the veteran players like Ethan and Jeffrey? How are they kind of helping you get used to conference play?
Ethan and Jeff are my boys. Yeah, they've been just trying to show me how to do things because they've obviously been playing here for 4 years. So it's good to just learn under them and just learn when to take certain shots, how to score in the offense, and make plays and stuff like that. So I've definitely been learning a lot from them and trying to get as much as I can before the season's over and they have to leave. So yeah.
And what do you think that your team did well today?
Like I said in the first half, we played. I think we played well. I think in the first few minutes, our defense was really good. They didn't score for a couple minutes. So yeah, I think we played and executed the scouting report well in the first half and didn't turn it over too much. But like I said, we just got to sustain that for 40 minutes. So yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you think, or do you feel like you're getting more confidence each game that you're in?
Most definitely, yeah. I mean, the first game I played was San Diego State overtime, so that was a little interesting. It was nerve wracking, but now I'm feeling like I'm getting comfortable, so I'm gonna just keep trying to get better and contribute more to the team every game I play.
Yeah, absolutely. And kind of like I know you haven't played a ton yet, but what do you think makes it hard to get a home win in Mountain West play?
I mean, every team in the Mountain West is good. Um, that's about it. We just gotta execute for 40 minutes, not 36 minutes, 35 minutes. Play the whole 40 so that we can grind out wins, and that's really it.